The art of the flat pack is one of the themes explored in portable sculpture. In this art encounter, we'll look at two pieces that show us different ways of making sculpture that's flexible and adaptable whilst also being portable.
When entering the exhibition, the first piece that greets you is Clown (Laughingstock) by Claire Ashley. It's a huge inflatable sculpture made from thick nylon material, a bit like tent fabric, that fills the room all the way up to the ceiling. It's an interesting shape. It has long, tubey bits at the top, and its surface is covered in neon colours, arranged in geometric sections. On the front of the sculpture, there's a large square of coloured stripes in a different fabric to the rest of the piece. There are also straps with plastic clasps attached to the ends.
So let's gather your first responses to this sculpture. What do you see? What does it make you think of? Do the colours or materials remind you of anything? What words would you use to describe it? Pause the video now and discuss or write down your ideas.
Claire Ashley is a Scottish artist who lives in Chicago. She makes lots of inflatable sculptures, which are often made especially for the room they'll be shown in, so they completely fill the space. She originally trained as a painter, but wanted to create soft 3D structures to paint on. She makes the inflatables by hand, cutting out lots of sections of material, then stitching and taping them together. And she doesn't always know what a piece will look like until she inflates it. Claire Ashley is a mum, and she takes inspiration from her kids and their toys for her artwork. This piece is called Clown (Laughingstock), and if we look at it upside down, we can see the clown's nose, and the top bits are its legs. It's standing on its head. This sculpture is designed to pack down when it's deflated. The square on the front is actually the bag that the piece folds into.
So, can you take some inspiration from this sculpture to make some art of your own? Claire Ashley has sent us some ideas for making activities to make your own inflatable sculpture using plastic bags and tape. Now, let's look at another piece in this part of the exhibition by James Ackerley, an artist from Manchester. Studio Objects is a series of ongoing sculptural experiments, but we've displayed these three wooden pieces. They include lots of geometric shapes stacked up together in a variety of different wooden finishes. James has joined us in the gallery today to tell us more about his work. Hi James. So I've heard that the sculptures that we've got in the exhibition are kind of an evolution of some cardboard sculptures that you made previously. Could you tell me a bit about these pieces and kind of how they've transitioned?
After university, I had a few temporary studios in Manchester, which was really great, but that also came with a few obstacles I had to overcome. The main one was space, obviously. Another one was the fact I was moving around a lot, so whatever I was making, it would have to be something I could take with me. And also time and money was something that I was struggling with as well at the time. So I devised a system really for making artworks, and that was using a series of shapes made out of cardboard. I used cardboard because it's quite a cheap material that you can get hold of really easily, and you can work with it, without needing expensive tools and equipment. I started making what I called at the time studio objects. So they were a series of shapes that fit into each other, that were modular. That's where that idea of portability and flat packableness comes into my work, is that idea of things that can be packed down and fit into one another.
So as well as being an artist, I know that you do other jobs like making furniture or working in art galleries. How does that side of your career influence your artwork?
It has a really big influence on my work, actually. The work I was making out of cardboard, I was using my hands, I was using quite basic tools. But at the same time, I was also working in art galleries, installing exhibitions. What a lot of people don't realise is that when people install exhibitions, the technicians, art handlers, they also build a lot of elements for the exhibition. It'll be, I don't know, they might have to build a dark room or a display structure. I started getting quite interested in that and wanted to do that more. So after I'd graduated from art school, I actually did a short part-time vocational course in woodwork and carpentry. Once I'd developed those skills and became more comfortable with those materials, I actually found that I could bring them into my artwork very easily. So from cardboard and a glue gun and a craft knife, I started using wood. The artworks in this show, I've actually used a really nice hardwood. So that's how I feel those things relate to one another.
So you've created an activity for people to do at home or in school that's all about patterns and numbers. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and how it relates to your work?
Yeah, sure. So I use numbers and patterns a lot in my work. The activity that I've come up with is a simple numbers game. To put it simply, what you do is you start with a grid, could be any size, as big or as little as you want. And you start with 9 numbers of your choice, and then as you expand the grid by adding the numbers, you'll find that a pattern emerges. You might plan it ahead, to come up with a particular outcome, or you might want to leave it to chance. The idea is that that's a big part of my work that you can try yourself at home.
So, can you make something inspired by James Ackerley and his work? You can use the grid puzzle to explore the patterns and maths that James uses within his sculptures. Or you could try making some flat pack sculptures of your own. I hope you've enjoyed discovering some of the artwork from the portable sculpture exhibition and that it's inspired you to make some portable sculptures of your own. We'd love to see what you make, so please share images of your work with us via your teacher or directly with us on social media.